Reverse tabletop or reverse plank is a plane of motion that climbers very rarely utilize. So in climbing we do mainly pulling, so it's really good to spend some antagonistic time pressing in all planes of motion. So whether it's a plank, side plank, or reverse plank, really beneficial for climbers. I love reverse plank also because it helps to open up the chest and put our shoulders into its other end range of motion rather than always being up here. So to do this one, we want to be focused on pelvic orientation so that we're leading this motion with a scoop of the tail. So tucking your tail to lead the hips up towards the ceiling. This is also a really great stretch for the palms and the wrists and the forearms. But if it's too much for the wrists in this position, feel free to use fists instead. So make sure that your feet are just hip distance apart so that your knees track straight up towards the ceiling. They're not going to fall to the sides or knock me if your feet are too wide or too close together. So start with one leg extended and line up your other heel with your kneecap. And that's about the position that you want your heels to be in. Your hands will be right underneath your shoulders. Fingertips turning towards your body rather than out to the side or behind you. You can kind of go to whatever feels comfortable. And again, if it feels like it's going to be too much for your wrists, use fists and turn your thumbs towards your butt. So fingertips turning towards your body, feet hip distance apart, and then lead this motion from your pelvis here. So rather than just popping up through your chest, tuck your tail, scoop hips towards the ceiling. Okay, lead with your hips. Let your belly follow to lift, let your chest follow, and maybe let the chin follow. So you're pressing into flat palms, tucking your tail to lift your hips higher. And again, you can start to engage through your hamstrings a little bit by squeezing heels in towards the glutes. So they're not actually sliding, but you're just triggering the hamstrings to turn on by squeezing heels towards your glutes. So that's the first variation, is reverse tabletop. A little bit more core intensive, a little bit deeper into the shape, is to flatten out the legs. Okay? Feet could be a little wider or together, doesn't matter. Toes are pointing towards the floor, but still there's a focus on tucking the tail to lift your hips. Let your head be in a comfortable position and try to spend about 5 rounds of breath in each of those shapes. Make sure that your wrists are not going into any discomfort position, so use fists if you're feeling any strain in your wrists. But if you enjoy that forearm stretch, keep the palms flat on the ground rather than trying to grip the floor. Okay, so you're starting to build some core tension, some core strength, lengthening the front side of the body, and the chest, and also getting into the forearms a little bit more.
All right, hello, my name's Alex.
I'm Aubrey.
Thank you so much for watching this video, sticking it through with us. Hit the subscribe button if you want more updates on future climbing training progression videos.
You can always find 15 minutes to do something that's really therapeutic, really helpful to help your climbing through a simple progression of postures. So that's what we tried to create.
Absolutely. High five.